Here we go. Again. I don't know why I keep doing this, but here we are. Just another installment of me making myself super uncomfortable so you guys can laugh at me and bring a little bit of levity to your day, because I'm a giver. I'm just such a good person. Anyways, I have heard really wonderful things about this game and what to expect from it, and I am just ready to go. Also, I have my fan on. It is 109 degrees, and I will die of a sweat attack if I turn it off. So I hope that it doesn't bother you. It's a pretty continuous noise, but it has to be there, or... Anyways, let's get started. Boop. I should go out tonight, because that went really well for us the last 3 times we did it. I flicked on my computer. There had to be somewhere open late. Alright, so we have Cafe Royale, live entertainment, really relaxing. It's a great place to get away from it all. The Jackalope, the atmosphere is great, but what little food they do serve is greasy. And Route 66, there's a lot of weird people here. Really shady, avoid. That one seems really promising. I feel like we should probably... Oh, and there's the Snapdragon. Fuck off, Snapdragon. I love that this is Whelp.com. I feel like we should probably go least to best, like worst to best, kind of like save the best for last since it has such good reviews. Maybe our killer boyfriend will be super classy. Alright, let's try Route 66, I guess. Get that shit over with. A crappy pool hall didn't sound like the best place to spend the night, but I was feeling adventurous. I put on some black clothes and examined myself. Maybe that would help from standing out. Who knew? I know this alley. I walked out of my apartment and headed downtown. Once I arrived, I headed in. I looked around the pool hall and immediately felt out of place. Despite being careful, I felt myself bumping into some large men and scantily clad women. Oh, excuse me. The small person I bumped into scoffed and zeroed in on me. Oh, you're excused. Oh, thank you, kind sir. Maybe you should watch where you're going. Okay. Sorry, it was hard to see you down there. Let's just really start off strong. Make a really good impression. What the fuck did you just say to me, bitch? He reeled back and punched me in the stomach as hard as he could. He's got like a chihuahua complex. He's real little, and because of that, he's real aggressive. I felt the air get knocked out of me and looked around, stunned that no one cared. No one even moved to help me. I should just bash your face in. He advanced on me. Hey, enough. A deep voice with a heavy southern accent stopped us. He has a southern accent? And that hair? All right. A tall, broad-shouldered man walked over to us. The proud tone of his walk and the way people moved out of his way. He wasn't someone to be messed with in this bar. What are you shits doing? We can't have you guys fighting in here. We don't need the pigs poking their noses in our business again. Got me? The smaller man went quiet and shoved me again. Farz. Farz narrowed his eyes at Vincent for a moment and gave up. Fine. You're lucky Vincent is here. I'm sure I am. I was thankful that he had stood up for me, but he seemed to be uninterested now. Thanks, bro. You want to thank me? He spoke in the same gruff tone that he had before, but shifted his gaze back to me. Oh, he's gruff and southern. You're gonna have to thank me with more than your words. Uh-oh. I felt my voice getting caught in my throat. Oh, yikes! Vincent leaned over me and I stepped back.
I bet you haven't even been with a real man like me.
This started very quickly. Oh my god. I didn't say anything, but I could feel my face heating up. I mean, this was the worst ranked place of the three of them, so I probably should have expected this, but okay. Offer stands if you really want to thank me. He leaned away from me and crossed his arms. You look like you've got something to say. You should just say what you got on your mind. Otherwise, someone like me might mistake it for you gawking. Was I staring? I wasn't even aware. But what wasn't there to stare at? He was large and imposing. People seemed to respect him here. He's also really disgusting. How'd you get those scars? They make me look cool, right? As much as I'd love to be a handsome, pretty boy, I think this suits me better. Got any more questions? Not really. So what are you doing here? I can't imagine you're here to pick up dudes. I just came to have a little drink. Can you even drink? What does that mean? What does that mean, can I even drink? Vincent shoved his shoulder into mine, walking past me. I bit my lip and looked at him. I could outdrink you. Vincent stopped in his tracks and turned to me. This man looks like he's like twice my size. And I'm just like, you and me, shot for shot, man. Fucking gonna drink you under the table. He walked back over to me and slammed his palm on the wall by my head. I felt myself flinch at the sound. I slowly shifted my eyes to the dent he made in the drywall. That seems like it's some weak-ass drywall if he palmed it and it made a dent. You're fucking on. I'll even pay for the drinks. Oh, what a gentleman. That's just the kind of guy that I am. Vincent let out a low snarl as he walked over to the bar.
Gonna buy all these drinks for this lady.
This guy's weird. I examined the wall and quickly followed. I took a seat next to him as the bartender put out shots. Don't hurt this one, Vincent. I feel like Vincent is not going to listen to this bartender. I wouldn't do that. Fucking liar. Vincent flicked me on the nose and grinned. Fucking don't do that. I'm a heavy drinker. I hope you can keep up. I put my hand around the shot, regretting challenging him. I took the drink and gulped it down. It burned all the way down my throat. When I looked over, Vincent was gulping down his second. I picked up the next shot and felt Vincent's arm around me. He tugged me close and grinned. Feeling it yet, kiddo? It's only been 2 shots, damn. I swatted him away and grinned. Not even close. I could feel myself downing another shot. But everything was getting fuzzy. Do I look like a child? Is that why he didn't even think I could drink? How do you think I got into this establishment, sir? Not a baby. You want to get out of here? No! No! I do not want to. No. I got up on my feet and wobbled into his arms. No. Vincent caught me and lifted me up with ease. I knew he was talking to the bartender, but I buried my face into his shirt instead, smelling him. He smelled like sweat and alcohol, but I didn't mind the scent. It was nice. It wasn't too long before we were in his house. It all felt like a blur to me as he took off my clothes. He was so rough with me. Ugh. And then we went to sleep. I groaned in my sleep and rolled over. I could feel my stomach turn upside down as my nose touched something fuzzy and warm. I slowly opened my eyes and felt a pang in my head. Ugh. I put my hand on the side of my head and felt it throbbing. What did I do last night? I had 2 shots. 2. That's it. Had too much to drink then? You need to put some pants on, sir. Vincent's mocking tone didn't help my headache. That's right, I had a bunch of drinks with Vincent. Or just 2. I opened my mouth to reply to him and felt like everything was going to burst out of my throat. Ew. Vincent leaned back and started laughing as I got up to go to the bathroom. I grabbed the doorknob and pulled it open. Hold up! I could hear Vincent's voice behind me, but I couldn't focus on it. A putrid smell hit my face as I kneeled down in front of the closet. A revolting smell emanated off a skull that tapped me on the knee. I reached out for it, but I couldn't hold back my nausea anymore. So this is just gonna be another accidental one, like Sano, where they were like, well, you shouldn't have stumbled in here. And I was literally trying to go to the bathroom. You could have told me where the bathroom was, and you didn't, and this is your fault, not my fault. I threw up on the floor, coughing and gasping for some fresh air. I felt weak and debilitated, but I tried to crawl away from the open closet door. Where do you think you're going? My eyes shot open, remembering who I was with. I turned my head and looked up at Vincent. Save it. Vincent looked like he was in no mood for anything I had to say as his foot came down on my head. My nose cracked against the putrescent skull and everything went black. Disgusting. Wake up. I felt a swift kick to my ribs as the air pushed out of my lungs. I started to cough uncontrollably and I looked around the room. It looked like a fallout shelter. What's going on? Vincent tossed a knife up and down. His eye followed it as if he was thinking what next to say. He tossed the knife directly at my head. I tried to dodge it, but my arm hitched. I was handcuffed to a radiator. The knife sailed past my face, cutting my cheek and bouncing off the cement near me. Look, kiddo, you saw a little too much. I couldn't just let you walk out of my house. He turned his head away from me and scoffed. So close. So close to making it out of this one alive. Vincent walked over and picked up the knife. He lifted it up to my throat and leaned in. You see, I got a little anger issue. No! Some unresolved inner conflict or some hippy-dippy shit like that. He pushed the knife up against my throat, the sharp steel cutting lightly into my skin. The adrenaline picked up and my heart started to pound. He pressed it deep and I could feel my blood dripping onto his blade. I thought you could help me solve that. He pulled the blade away and licked the blood off the broad side. I feel like it would just be off-brand if we didn't piss him off immediately. I'm not going to help you, you psychopath. Vincent kicked me in the stomach again. He looked unamused by me and grabbed a fistful of my hair. He pulled it upwards. Hey now, I didn't remember asking for your opinion. Vincent stabbed the knife into my leg and I scratched at his arm with my free hand. I let out a deafening scream. He dropped me on the ground as he ripped the knife from my leg. I put my free hand on the wound, pressing down on it. I let out a weak sob. Watch your mouth. My patience isn't that great. Vincent looked down at my wound and pushed down on it with his palm. That's just a shallow cut. I'm gonna be nice to you and not rip it open. He forced my hand away from my wound, letting it free bleed. He licked his fingertip and pushed it into my wound. I felt his finger invade my skin and let out another loud scream. This hole is okay. He pulled out his fingers and licked the blood off. Vincent turned away from me and walked towards the table, sneering at the calendar as he passed it. He picked up something from the table before kneeling in front of me. Let's have some fun together. He walked over and scraped the bottom of my foot with the knife. Don't make me tie you down. It'll be worse. Trust me. All I have left is razor wire. Bitch! I struggled despite his warning. Vincent sighed and rubbed his fingers down the sides of his face. You want to be a little shit, huh? Vincent put thick leather gloves on. I feel like he was just like, God, why won't my kidnap victim just cooperate and let me torture her? Like, why is she having to be difficult about this? All I want to do is slice her up, and she's being such an asshole about it. He looked over his shoulder and pulled a thick rope of razor wire out of the weapons locker in the corner. I scooted my feet back and whimpered. Wait, now I didn't want to do this to you. That's why I gave you a warning. But y'all just want to test the very limit of my patience. I can't have that in my domain. Got it? I don't have time to be this much more frustrated with how things are going. Vincent kneeled down and played with the razor wire. If you want to be in pain, more pain than what you were already going to be served, then that's on you. But don't cry to me when you can't handle it anymore. I started to kick my feet more in a desperate attempt to stop him from hurting me further. I let out soft whimpers and struggled hard. Please stop. Vincent grabbed my ankles and lashed the wire around. I could feel the sharp edges of the wire digging into my flesh. He growled and slapped the wire with his gloved hands. I could feel the wire dig deeper as it slapped into my skin. I clenched my teeth as he grabbed my chin. If I were you, I'd cooperate now. You better fucking believe I'm not gonna cooperate. I growled at him and he gripped down harder on my chin. I wouldn't do that. He snapped his teeth at me and I leaned back. I thought he was gonna bite my nose off. He was like, got your nose. Here it is. My bite is way worse than my bark. So this guy has to be like a werewolf, right? Right? He threw my head back as he took off his gloves, tossing them aside for the knife he abandoned on the floor. Vincent walked over to me and flicked the knife between his fingers. He sighed and looked down at my toes, playing with them individually. You got cute feet. Thanks. Vincent looked up from my toes and tapped the knife on them. It'd be a shame if something happened to them. Vincent put the knife between my toes and pushed down. I let out a hiss between my teeth and looked up at him. Vincent wasn't quite pushing, but I could feel how sharp the knife was. Vincent slid the knife down my foot, cutting deep into the skin. He pushed into my flesh and I screamed, throwing my head back. I tried to kick my feet, but the razor wire was a quick reminder that there was something holding me down. Please stop. I begged as Vincent stopped cutting me. I could feel the tears running down my face. I can't have you scurrying around in here. Vincent grabbed the handcuff and shook it. I've seen some people get out of these. I can't have that now. There's a lot of dangerous stuff in here. Oh. So let me cut you up a bit more before so I don't have to worry about you. My eyes shot open and looked at him. Despite the grin on his face, I could see a dead seriousness in his eye. The one eye. Are y'all ready to die? It's 'cause I sure am. I tried to kick him. Vincent's eye widened and he tapped the razor wire with the broad of the blade. Did you forget? Vincent dropped what he was doing. He grabbed my wrists and handcuffed them in a new set of handcuffs away from the radiator. Hey, Shut it. Vincent growled between his teeth as he looked up. There was a meat hook on a chain hanging from the ceiling. He yanked it down and hooked the handcuffs onto it. He slapped my face as he walked past me to crank the hook back into the ceiling. I could feel the handcuffs cutting into my wrists. He started to pace back and forth in slow strides. He slowly looked in my direction from time to time. Fuck. He walked back to his desk and picked something up from the desk. He slipped something over his hands and walked over to me. Why does he have a desk in this basement bunker? What is he doing at this desk? I need some of this aggression out. Vincent flashed his brass knuckles at me and I gulped. Wait, please. I let out a soft sob as he shook his head. No waiting. Only doing. He grabbed my sides and pulled me down quick and sharp. I could feel my arms dislocating from the joint as he pulled. Stop! Oh, I'm dead. I cried out and thrashed. But my movements were all in vain as I felt my joint dislocating. Hot tears streamed down my face as I looked at him. No, I'm sorry. Please, let me down. He growled loudly. Arrgh. He took a fighting stance that looks familiar, but I didn't have time to think about it before he cracked his knuckles into my leg. I let out a loud scream that echoed off the walls of the bunker. That's right. Fucking scream. He growled under his breath as he sent another punch into my leg. I wonder if I can break your femur. He started to send repeating blows into my leg. I cried as the hard metal in his heavy punches made contact with me. He was too strong, and in what felt like an eternity, I could hear a loud snap. I let out a shrill shriek as my femur cracked, leaving my leg a bloody mess. He grabbed my chin as he watched me sob. I'm not done with you yet. He scooted back a step as I looked up at him. He rushed forward and smashed my ribs with his elbow. The pain was blinding. I didn't know how strong he was. I gasped loudly and coughed. I could feel my ribs cracking every time I took a breath. Vincent put his fists up again and sent blow after blow into my torso. I couldn't breathe. I let out a scream, but all that came out was blood. Vincent looked at me and smirked, smashing his lips on mine, sucking out the blood and blowing in air. What? So he's just like sucking the blood out of my mouth and then blowing my cheeks up? Don't die on me yet. I want to savor your suffering. Vincent licked my blood off his lips as I looked hazily at him. I opened my mouth to speak, but I only let out soft gasps. My vision was getting blurry as he wiped the sweat off his forehead. That was a good workout. He grinned as my vision started to fade. You're more useful as a punching bag. Yay, I did it. Okay, I guess I'll go back and do the non-asshole route or whatever. So I wonder if it changes anything if we're not mean to this guy. See that it doesn't happen again. He looked annoyed that I was still in his face. What are you looking at? His tone annoyed, he advanced on me. Hey, enough. So, I mean, we saved at least a little bit of our health. Hello, my name is Cece. I tried to sound as polite as I could.
Hey, don't you think that you should be talking to some other guys in this bar? As much as you enjoy looking at my face.
I'm sure there's a bunch of dudes who'd be happy to get balls deep in you. Vincent seemed unfazed by the rude way he spoke to me. Rude? No, that's so flattering. What an awesome compliment. I bit my lip. Maybe I don't want that. You came to the wrong bar and started talking to the wrong guy then. 'Cause I ain't nice. I'm not gonna treat you like a fucking delicate flower. I'm a fucking animal. What does that mean? I mean, I could throw you down on the table and fuck you in front of all these lovely people. Some of the men at the bar looked over and eyeballed me with a smirk. Vincent started to advance on me and I took a step back. They love taking bets on how long it takes. Oh. My back hit a wall and I looked up at him. Please don't. Vincent grinned and put his hand on the wall next to my head. But I don't really feel like putting on a show for these people tonight. Got priorities to deal with. You understand? He patted me on the face with the other hand and licked his lips. I don't think you have the time for that. Vincent pushed off the wall and turned away from me. He was going to leave me alone? Yeah, bye. There was a cafe down the street. I'll just head over there. I let out a sigh as I headed towards the street. Am I gonna get kidnapped for like the 5th time from this damn alleyway? I felt a hand on the back of my neck forcing me into the brick wall. You're so fucking weak. Vincent smashed my head into the wall and I felt myself crumpling to the ground. You shouldn't have come here, brat. A low growling voice drifted into my ear. I could feel my vision blurring as I tasted the coppery blood flowing out of my nose. You were ripe for hunting. All I needed to do was catch you. Vincent, what are you doing out here? I'm just talking to our buddy here. Vincent caressed the top of my head and I looked up at Farz. Fuck you both. Oh, that's what I was gonna say! Vincent kicked me in my chest. It felt like he crushed my ribs. You think this is bad? It's about to get much worse. Vincent put his boot on my temple. Good night. He stomped on my head, quickly forcing my vision to black. Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna do the asshole route, but I can't help it. Okay. What do you want to do to me? Vincent picked his ear and looked at it. Ew. Nothing much. I got a problem I gotta deal with soon. He looked at the calendar hanging on the wall. Real soon. And I thought you could help out. He took my free hand and sniffed my wrist. You're warm. I gasped as his nose touched my skin. I wanted to pull away, but he held my arm tight. "You'll do just nicely." Vincent turned away from me and walked towards the table, sneering at the calendar as he passed it. He picked up something from the table before kneeling in front of me. "Let's have some fun together." He walked over and scraped the bottom of my foot with the knife. "Don't make me tie you down. It'll be worse." Yeah. Vincent walked over to me. Yeah, and then he starts scratching my toes, and if I try to kick him, he gets real rude, so. "Please stop." I felt a soft sob escape my lips, and Vincent kneeled down to look me in the eye. "You want me to stop?" He leaned in and sniffed me. I twitched, trying to pull away from him, but he kept my face still. He stuck his tongue out and licked my cheek, wiping my tears away. Disgusting. "I'll do that for you, but I still need you not to move around so much." Vincent quickly slashed the underside of my other foot. I let out a loud scream as I felt the blood dripping out of the new wound. "I don't trust you enough to not leave this spot. If I don't see your little footprints around my bunker, we might get along." Oh, that makes sense. Maybe. Vincent put the knife back in the holster. Vincent turned away as I let out soft sobs. He walked back to his table and started to clean up something. I could feel something churning inside of me, and I pushed my legs together. I needed to pee. Uh-oh. My bladder was doing flips from being hurt, but my nervousness was getting the better of it now. Vincent looked over his shoulder as I let out the sound. "What now?" I blushed as I looked at him, rubbing my knees together. I need to pee." Vincent tilted his head to the side. "Then go." "He's gonna make me pee-pee on the floor?" I stared at him. "Can I at least use one of your pee-pee pads?" I guess in a way I knew he wouldn't let me just go to the bathroom and use the toilet. "I don't want to do it right here." Vincent made a sound out of the side of his mouth. "Well, I ain't untying you. Piss there or hold it." "Fine, I'm just gonna piss all over myself." "I don't want you to watch." "I want to watch. That's disgusting." "I won't make fun of you. I thought that the pee-pee would make him feel gross and be like, ugh, she's covered in pee now, nasty." It seems to be having the opposite effect of what I was going for. A blush crept over Vincent's face. Oh, I have so many regrets. I should not have done this. I shifted my legs and he stopped me. "Wait. Hold it for a few more seconds." Before I could even... Oh, no. I let out a small cry as I went over my feet. They still hurt, but the pain was replaced by fear as he flicked open a knife. "Oh, yeah, my bad. Let me get those off, too." Oh, he took my underpants. Oh, so many regrets. This is the exact opposite situation that I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to be like, "Yeah, you're going to pee-pee on yourself and it's going to be degrading and you're going to feel horrible." But he'd be like, "Okay, gross, you pee-peed on yourself. You're gross." Now I know. I tried to clamp my legs together, but he pushed them apart. "Don't do it." Vincent growled out between his teeth. He's a nasty little pee-pee boy. He wasn't asking nicely anymore. I closed my eyes as I felt my bladder release. Vincent let out an excited sound as I emptied myself on the floor. Ew. Vincent scooted in, not seeming to notice it was getting on the knees of his pants. Ew. Ugh. Nasty. The nasty little pee-pee man. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Fuck off. Ew. He wiped up the cement out from under me. He tossed a blanket on my head. "Go to sleep, brat." He walked off and shut the door behind him. Okay, so I'm not doing that ever again. I curled up beneath the blanket, feeling the warmth. I closed my eyes. I felt grateful for the warm cloth around me. I picked up my head. I couldn't sleep. How could someone sleep in this situation? I opened my eyes slowly. I sighed and yanked the handcuff. Come on. Look around. I tugged at the handcuff again. I wasn't going to pull out of the cuff anytime soon, unless I really wanted to hurt myself, and what would be the point of that? I looked around from my spot, but there really wasn't much to look at. I let out a soft sigh. Maybe there wasn't anything I could do. I closed my eyes and went back to sleep. Vincent walked in and looked down at me. Were you good all night long? I mean, I guess. He kneeled down and uncuffed me. Kinda boring, but I ain't gonna judge. I wouldn't break out of here with someone like me watching. I heard a loud banging on the door. Vincent pulled his attention away from me and looked over with a frown. What is it now? He moved away from me and opened the door to let whoever it was in. It was that guy from the bar. What do you want? I wanted to talk to you about them. Vincent's eye moved from me to Farz. It sounded like his name is Farz. Maybe I am a child. Who knows? What about them? Let me fight them. What the fuck? No. If they're too weak to beat me, then they won't survive your change. You know that. You played with them too much. You've gone a few full moons without killing someone before going berserk. Why do you care? I want to take care of you. Oh, sure. I don't... Fine, fuck it. Vincent shoved Farz and held out a knife for me. You're gonna need it. Yeah, let's slash this bitch. I took the knife from Vincent and looked up at the sharp blade. I looked at him. I wasn't sure what I could do right now. It just sucks because I'm at a disadvantage because my feet are all cut up. And I also don't have pants. I held the knife. Let's just defend myself. I felt good. I took the knife and smiled at it. I think I could do it. I shifted my heel to the other man in the room and advanced on him. Leaping from my spot, I charged at him and tackled him to the floor. I thought I was defending myself. He grabbed my arm to stop me. Oh, attack Vincent. I'm a ding-dong. It's fine. He grabbed my arm to stop me from stabbing him, but I had to try. I punched him in the face, trying to weaken him. It wasn't working. We both struggled for a moment, but I was able to push the knife downwards. He let out a low growl, struggling to push me off. He tried to knee me in the stomach, but I kneeled on his other leg. Just a bit more. I felt his strength give out and I pushed the knife down. A shot rang out in my ears as I felt the knife hit the floor and my hand was bleeding. My eyes widened as I pulled my hand closed. The gaping hole in my hand was bleeding everywhere. Then why even do this? Like, you're just like, I just want to make sure that she's strong enough to be able to handle everything. But then, like, when I prove that I am, you're just going to shoot me? Just be consistent. I wasn't going to step in. He lowered his handgun and kicked me aside. Vincent pulled the other guy to his feet and he lunged at me, but Vincent forced him back. Watch it, little bird. He gripped Vincent's arm angrily, but did what he was told. Watching you almost get the upper hand on him. Turns out I'm not ready for a new packmate. Vincent looked down at the smaller man for a moment. So you gotta go. Vincent held up the handgun he used to shoot my hand and aimed it at my head. It's bullshit. That is bullshit. Just go with whatever. What did you say to me? I said whatever, dude. You don't own the place. Maybe not, but I'm not a newbie like you. I walked towards him and he met me in the middle. Hey, enough. I'm just not gonna say anything. Wasn't sure what to say to him, so I stayed quiet. Do I have something on my face? Oh no! It's a broken black heart! Oh. Vincent turned his head to me and I swallowed hard. Maybe it's the lack of something on my face that's bothering you. He advanced on me and put his hands out. He clasped his hands on my shoulder, causing me to jump. A cold sweat dripped down the back of my neck. Don't be so jumpy. I'm sure you were just looking at how handsome I am. Vincent pushed me and I stumbled back. You look like you got something to say. You should just say what you got on your mind. Yeah.
Back off.
And they come and get me. I didn't say anything to these two. I had nothing else to say. They're quiet. They're gonna stay that way too. Maybe I'll just be silent. Fuck off. I didn't know what to say to him, so I just stared at him vacantly looking for words. Vincent looked to the side and tisked. You're a boring little shit, aren't you? I guess so. Ew, licked me. I felt a chill up my spine as he ran his tongue up my stomach to my chest. Ew. No, ew, no, I don't like that. Ew. No. Vincent thrust a large knife into my chest and started to dig. I coughed out blood and stared at him. Ah! I could feel him breaking my ribcage. I let out a scream, but I kept choking on the blood filling my lungs. You really think I was going to keep you? He grinned at me as he broke the rib out of my chest. Fuck. I stared at him, coughing. I could feel myself. When did he get his pants off? I felt myself getting weaker as the blood poured out of me. Stop. Vincent ripped the bone from my chest and gnawed on it. I could feel my vision blurring as Vincent ran his tongue on my rib. Your meat tastes amazing. Cool, bro. I closed my eyes. I'll enjoy you for days. I could hear him laughing in the darkness as I felt him cut into my stomach. I thought I was going to have more opportunities to not say anything to him, but here we are. All right, so I guess this time I'm just going to try to be nice to them. Thanks, bro. Where did you get your scars? I'm going to drink, and you're going to drink with me. And then just sit there. Oh, right. He wants me to pee on myself. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I looked to the side and Vincent arched an eyebrow. Yeah, sure, kid. You do that. He grinned and kicked me on the chest, knocking the wind out of me. See you later, kid. Don't stay up too late now. I mean, it made him angry, but also, like, will not be doing that again. Oh no, I peed my pants anyways. Let's pull on these handcuffs. I pulled at the handcuff around my arm. It seemed pretty loose. Yeah, pull it. Pull. 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 But I looked at my arm. It was all cut up and bloody. I held it close to me. He'd noticed that for sure. I got up, but I wobbled. I forgot Vincent cut my foot. I leaned against the wall and used it to stabilize me. Damn it. I cursed softly to myself as I walked towards his workbench. I reached for a towel that was now tucked in the corner and gingerly pressed it against my arm for now. I looked at his table. There was a lot of small tools all over the place. But there was something on the table. I moved in that direction to see what I could find. What can I find? The fuck is that? Teeth? Oh my god. So I'm gonna assume this is strips of meat and some teeth. Neither of which seem helpful. Like, this would be helpful. So I can, or like maybe this to the eyeball. Maybe even this guy. This guy might be helpful. I looked down at the key. He must have left a spare here for safekeeping. He probably didn't count on anyone getting out of the cuffs. I sighed and picked it up. I'd have to hide it. Maybe I could get out of here when he wasn't looking. What can I find? Oh, okay. Those seem to be... Oh, what's that? I picked up the picture that was tucked under a box. What's this? I looked at the guys in the picture and tilted my head to the side. Was he in the army? Hello, Sergio. Should we call Sergio? I asked to myself as I looked at the back, which was blank. I sighed softly. He used to be a good guy, right? I guess anyone could join the military, though. I bit my lip. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to fight with him. If he had combat experience, he's also twice my size. He could take me down pretty easily. I tucked the picture where I found it. Okay, I guess I'll look at this. I picked up the bag of food and looked at it. It looked like jerky. Did he make this himself? Probably. I opened up the bag and sniffed it. It smelled like regular meat. My stomach growled and I took a piece out. No, I ate it. Oh, you dumb bitch. I shouldn't take too much. I ate the piece pulled out and put it back where I found it. What can I find? Teeth. I looked at the table and picked up a tooth. Why would he keep this? I asked myself, then looked down at the table. The pliers were bloody. Freshly bloody. When was the last time he had someone down here? Probably pretty recently. I touched the pliers and dropped the tooth. I didn't want to know. What can I find? Is there anything left? Oh, okay. Let's go back then. Now what do I do? I should check out that weapons locker. How many digits? 4 digits. All right. Let me go. What was the number? Do I have it in an inventory? Or... Ah! Haha! Okay. Let's try 8590. 8590. Yeah, it opened. I let out a happy sound and I opened the locker. Maybe I could find something to kill that sadistic prick with. Hey, kiddo. Fuck. My eyes shot open, hearing a voice behind me. I slowly turned my head and was immediately met with an icy cold stare. I put up my hands and took a step back. I can explain. You can explain? Yeah, I was trying to kill you. Sorry. Well, I would fucking love to hear it. He looked angry as I pressed my back into the weapons locker. He didn't wait for me to respond as he charged across the room with a knife in his hand. He plunged it into my arm and threw me to the ground. I let out a loud shriek as I hit the floor. I gripped the knife in my arm and looked up at him. You want to see a gun, huh? I could hear him taking a gun off the rack as I turned my body. Vincent stared at me for a moment as I could feel his boot cracking my sternum. Here's a gun for you, little prick. Vincent growled through his teeth. I stammered and tried to back away. He slung his gun off his shoulder. He cocked it with one loud click and I closed my eyes. All I heard was the shell leave the chamber. I wonder if I just took too long at the table. So I wonder if, now that I know the code and I can, get the code, that I can get the gun a lot faster and then be in a position where I can shoot him in his dumb face. What? No. Why can I not go to the table? What? I'm so confused. I did everything exactly the same. I don't understand why I can't go to the table again. Ugh. How is I gonna get back into the handcuff? I don't want to get back into the handcuff. I want to go get the key. I leaned down and played with it. It was a little blood. Maybe that would be enough to slip my hand back into the closed ring. I played with the ring and pushed my hand into the handcuff. I let out a soft whimper as I felt my bones slipping past the metal. I sighed and sat back down. This was stupid. Why couldn't I have just gone to the... Ugh. Fuck off, Vincent. He looked at my arm and I attempted to hide it behind my back. Hey, don't try to hide it, brat. I already saw it. I squeaked as he grabbed my arm and yanked it out from behind me. Ow? He looked at the wound and cocked an eyebrow. Did you get out? Even though I warned you? Vincent pushed his finger into my wound. That's fucking ballsy. I could have came in here at any time, you dumbass. Vincent nuzzled my face gently. I like that. Let me fix that shit for you. If he liked it, then why is he getting mad? He slapped my face and got up. Vincent looked in his cabinet and pulled out a bottle. Give me your arm. He demanded, and I quickly brought my arm out. Vincent uncapped the bottle. He took a key off his belt and unlocked the cuff. I kept still. With him this close, he could spring over and snap my neck in 1 second. I gulped as he poured down my arm. Ow? I screamed and brought the arm back to myself. Give me your arm back. What is that? It's probably some sort of alcohol. He drank a few gulps out of it. Everclear. There you go. I scooted back and he inched towards me. Come on, loosen up. He got up and grabbed my nose. What is it with this guy in my nose? I started to panic. My heart raced hard and I opened my mouth to breathe. Like, goddamn, I know it's a pretty substantial feature on my face, but you don't need to keep messing with it. Ah, there you go, sweetie. Vincent jammed the bottle into my mouth. He let go over my mouth as I choked down the liquid. It felt like it was burning all down my throat. My eyes started to water as I choked it back. Vincent took the bottle out of my mouth and slapped his hand over my mouth. Swallow it. I could feel the tears running down my face. It felt like all of my insides were on fire. I swallowed it and immediately regretted it. My head spun as Vincent took his hand off my mouth. You look so cute. You keep saying that. I slumped on the floor. I couldn't sit straight without something holding me up. I threw up on the floor and Vincent tissed. Man, what a waste. Whatever. He pushed his boot on the... Oh, gross. I scratched at the floor, but he wouldn't let me up. Ew, no! No, I don't want to do that. No! Fuck you. I screamed loudly at him. He shrugged a shoulder. Well, okay. He picked me back up and kicked me into the wall. Open your mouth. Ah, god damn it. I should have just licked the throw up. Fuck off. No! I'm gonna die anyways. Wasn't just gonna roll over and do whatever he wants. Look at your tight lips. Vincent took a step back and picked up his knife. He looked at the edge as I backed up. I got on my knees and scrambled around. I couldn't get my footing. Vincent yanked my head up and pushed the knife to the side of my mouth. Oh no. He yanked the knife through my cheek, the blood quickly filling my mouth. I sputtered and coughed. The pain was blinding me as I felt his knife on the other side of my cheek, tearing through the muscle and flesh. I tried to scream, but the blood was filling my mouth fast. I couldn't keep my mouth closed anymore as I looked up at him. Shit. Overdid that Glasgow smile, huh? But looky here. Your mouth is wide open now. Ew, he peed on me? That's so gross. Oh, peepee man. Giving up on me? That's too bad. This man is disgusting. So what if we refuse to fight this guy? No, I won't do it. How boring. Never mind, they don't have much time to live anyways. See? Now let's get out of here. Vincent pushed Farz out of the room without a second glance at me. I woke up and looked at the handcuff. I was too tired. I couldn't pull my arm out. I leaned back and went back to sleep. I guess. Vincent walked into the bunker and looked at me. All right, you piece of shit. He grabbed his razor wire and started to lash it around me. What did I do? I let out a scream, but he taped my mouth shut. No, none of that. All I need is your blood. He pulled the wire tight and I let out a muffled scream as the wire grinded into my flesh. I could feel my tears running down my face. He grabbed the meat hook on the ceiling and hooked it on the wire. Oh my god, I could feel the wire getting pulled through my skin. Oh my god. Vincent licked the blood dripping down my leg. You look cute hanging up there. Vincent said as he looked at me. You know, the compliment is just like diminishing in value. Every time you say it, it's just less nice. Vincent put his hands on his head and started to growl loudly. I wasn't sure what I was even looking at anymore. Is he gonna turn into a little werewolf? I let out a loud scream. Incredible. Incredible. I love this. Do you think that when he decided to pee on me like an asshole, he like lifted his little leg up like a dog? Or he let out a long howl. I could feel my blood dripping out of me as he tore through my belly with his claws. All I could hear was his howls. Vincent used you as a piñata. Tight. Thanks, Vincent. That's super festive of you.
I feel your rage across the